Stephanie Thompson said that they pay. They pay for where they stay at. Did she say 700 a week or 700 a month? Either way, everybody clocked her ass and said, she's lying. Because the area that they are from, they actually have programs there and places for the homeless. And they pretty much put you in there and you don't have to pay anything. So why is she coming on here saying that she has to pay?
Okay, this story is actually wild. She goes live and drops it like it's nothing. We pay 700 a week for this motel.
I'm actually not. I have no problem saying this. We pay 700 a week for this motel. Balding? Are you serious? I literally will take my hair off for that comment. Are you serious with me?
And I'm sitting here thinking 700 a week for one room for a family? Besties, I was not ready. She even adds those little overlooked details explaining how they pay. How do we pay rent with a card? How do you do it? Then when asked about credit, she replies with her signature sarcasm. When are you fixing your credit to move? Oh, today. I'm gonna do that right away. She laughs it off, but you can tell she's defensive before snapping. Do you not know how rebuilding credit works? That mix of pride and exhaustion sets the tone for everything that follows. At first glance, it kind of sounded like normal budgeting talk, right? But the more she talked, the more it was clear this wasn't just about rent. It was about pride, control, and trying to sound like everything was fine when it really wasn't. She said, because we have to clean the shit out of that thing, weekly things with the trailer, it would just add a load to our week that we don't need. You could hear the frustration and the justification at the same time. Like she was trying to convince herself that this was okay. Then she started listing off the small comforts, like she was reminding herself of the pros. There's just the convenience of having running water, having a toilet that flushes, and when we need to, we can take advantage of the crappy but free toilet paper. She even joked that the toilet paper was really crappy quality, laughing a bit midlife. You could tell she was tired, but also trying to sound proud of making it work. It felt real, not polished, like she's talking herself through her own reasoning. And honestly, those tiny details, the card payments, that sarcastic fixing credit today, the toilet that flashes, and the free toilet paper show exactly how deep she's in it. It's not about convenience anymore. It's about clinging to what feels familiar. For Stephanie, this motel isn't just temporary. It's become a home. But this is where things really start to fall apart, you guys. Every time someone asks her, when are you fixing your credit to move? She gets defensive fast. She goes, oh, today, I'm going to do that right now. Yeah, that's how I'm going to start answering to all y'all who just come at me like I'm the one who lacks education. Do you not know how rebuilding credit works? You can tell she's irritated. Her tone switches between sarcasm and frustration. It's like she's tired of the question, but also doesn't have an actual plan to answer it. She's not even trying to hide that she's annoyed. She's basically letting everyone know she's over it. Then she slides in another detail, kind of like she's trying to make people understand what she's dealing with. We had our food stamps reduced. We still have some sort of it. We still have some of it, but a little fraction of it. You can hear how tired she is. It's one of those things where she wants sympathy, but also doesn't want to sound like she's asking for help. It's another small window into her reality. The costs adding up, the benefits going down, the quiet stress that doesn't show up on camera. But even then, she doesn't talk about changing anything. She doesn't mention looking for a different job or trying to move somewhere cheaper. It's just this blanket statement of I'm managing. Except you can tell she's not. And then there is the other side of the story. Off screen, people start putting the pieces together. They are posting screenshots, documents, and saying the motel she's in isn't just any motel. It's part of a government-run shelter program meant to help families get back on their feet. Basically, it's a temporary setup, but for Stephanie, it's like she's made peace with staying there long term. Instead of treating it like a step forward, she's treating it like a full-time address, like this is her new normal. She even tells her followers that the reason she hasn't been able to move forward is because of the internet. She says the negativity and constant hate are what's blocking her opportunities. She blames the public for ruining her brand deals and scaring away companies. And I get it. It must feel horrible to have strangers picking apart your life.
All you want is to provide the life that your kids deserve, yet you won't go get a job. You and your man will not go get a job and provide that life that they deserve. You would rather live in a hotel with your 5 children. You knew prior to being evicted that you were going to be evicted. And what did you do? You ignore everybody. You ignore everyone telling you to prepare. And then you're getting mad at the resources that can't help you because you waited until the last minute to ask for help. And when I say that y'all would rather live in a hotel, let's think about it. Y'all are making money from this app. You have sub-only content. You have sub-only content on Instagram. You're making a lot. Speaking as a creator myself and how much I make on this app, there's no way that you're not making money. And when you are making money from social media, you should be using that for your family. Not to go to Target, not to go shopping. When you are going through tough times, you should be handling that responsibly as a mother and as an adult. When people see you going to Target while you're living in a hotel, washing dishes in a fucking bathtub, yeah, people are gonna fucking talk about you. And at the end of the day, this woman chose to go live in a fucking hotel. I don't give a fuck what y'all say about me talking about this girl. She literally chose to live in a hotel instead of going to her mother's house. I don't give a fuck what her mom done did. It clearly wasn't that bad if she can't tell us what the fuck it is. Like, be so for real. You chose to put your children in a little ass hotel room, an even smaller place that they just came from, instead of taking them to your mother's house where I'm sure they would have had plenty of room. Any mother that chooses homelessness instead of going in with family, that's pure denial that y'all are defending this shit, and it's sick.
But then she turns around and posts something like, I mean, you could be grateful I engaged instead of being irritated to see my name. This will all eventually circle on y'all. Eventually, I'm going to pop up in those content creator events too. It's hard not to see the irony. She's saying the hate is the reason she can't move forward, but at the same time, she's feeding that same energy back into her content. She keeps posting, keeps engaging, keeps fighting the comment section like she needs it. That's the part that always gets me. She doesn't seem to realize the more she claps back, the more she traps herself in the same cycle. And honestly, it feels like she's gotten so used to defending her situation that she doesn't even know what to do without it. This is where everything starts to feel heavier because every quote, every post, every live paints a portrait of a woman who can't stop defending a situation that's clearly not working. It's not just that she's stuck, it's that she's convinced herself the stuckness is success. She writes about missing her apartment, posting an old clip of her kids playing. I have so many emotions watching my videos in the apartment. I see all the moments I missed opportunities to do better for my kids. But I also see everything we built as a family, our unbreakable connections with each other. You may not see it, but we have come farther than I am able to put into words. I'm just grateful, and still, that's all I have. On paper, that sounds reflective, almost healing. But then people remind her what those videos actually showed. Children sleeping in the kitchen, on the floor, in makeshift bedding, no real bedrooms, no stability. And now she calls that the time they were building unbreakable connections.
I was a single mom to 4 kids, emphasis on single. I was homeless, went to a hotel, went to a shelter, and then got my own house in a couple of months. I've gone through a few of your videos and I'm seeing nothing but excuse after excuse as to why you and that grown man can't get your kids out of that situation. I worked the entire time. I didn't sit around waiting for the government to come save me. There is absolutely no excuse as to why one or both of you cannot go to work. Childcare shouldn't be an issue because he can watch them during the day and you can watch them at night. Sometimes we have to step out of our comfort zone to better our lives for our children. And it just seems like you guys want to be so far up each other's asses that you guys don't want to get your shit together. And then when people have something to say about it, you think people are attacking you. It's just no way in hell a grown man would have been laying next to me and me and my children were in this situation. But if you like it, I love it. I would just prefer for you to come on here and just straight up be like, I don't trust this man by himself because I feel like he would cheat on me. And I put my feelings about this man over my children's well-being. Just say that, because all the excuses are crazy when you have single mothers that have done it. Me and my children have been in this house since October. The government assistance that I applied for housing just reached out to me last month and I applied there when I first got in this homeless situation. I didn't sit around waiting on the government to come save me.
It hits different when you remember she had choices. She had money after going viral. She had time to find housing before eviction. She even had family offering a home free of charge, which she turned down. The pattern isn't about lack of opportunity, it's about refusal. Then comes another revelation. Multiple people, strangers and creators alike, start offering her housing options. One person exposes her for allegedly turning down a 3-bedroom house that would have cost $800 a month for the first year, raising to $900 later. She denies hearing about it, but also adds she wouldn't have taken it anyway because everyone would have known the place and she wanted privacy. The internet can't stop laughing. Privacy from someone who live streams her every location sleep app? Another creator, a single mom of 4, tries to reason with her publicly. Leave Drew, give Dishon back to his mother, move to another state, start over. She even shows her own rented home, a bright, tidy Oklahoma apartment that costs just $1,000 a month.
Stephanie Jenkins, I don't like you. And I'm tired of seeing your kids in the condition that they're in, so I'm going to give you a totally different state to look into for housing opportunities. I'm in Oklahoma. Let me show you, as a single mom of 4, I had all of these children. I work full time. I pay all of my own bills. I don't have a man-child living with me. I'm going to show you what you could get for $1,049 a month, okay? So you enter the living room / my bedroom. I would never put a child in here, okay? This is the living room, okay? Now, you might want to ask for hardwood floors because we've seen what you did with the carpet in the last apartment. We're coming in. I got a table that's big enough to seat 7 people because I am a family of 5, okay? Deep freezer, get one. This is where we wash the dishes, okay? This is the kitchen. The kitchen. It's always clean, always clean. This is the pantry. This is somewhat of a utility closet. It came with the washer and the dryer, okay? Levi, what? This is another closet that you could use for storage and organizing things. This is the bathroom. I don't wash any dishes in here. No dishes. Jacuzzi tub, standalone shower.
It's nothing glamorous, but it's stability, it's safety, it's exactly what Stephanie claims to want. And yet, she stays. Not because she has to, but because it's familiar, because living Drew means change, and change means accountability. At this point, it's not even the critics talking. It's the receipts speaking for themselves. She said it herself. We pay $700 a week for this motel. We had our food stamps reduced, a literal fraction, because we have to clean the shit out of that thing. It would just add a load to our week we don't need. Do you not know how rebuilding credit works? It's not interpretation, it's documentation. And the deeper you look, the more heartbreaking it becomes because there are kids in that one room. Kids growing up in a space where everything, sleep, schoolwork, meals, filming, fights happen within arm's reach. She's not blind to it, she just narrates it differently. She talks about being grateful, about the connections they've built, about how people don't understand their journey. But if you pull back from the noise, there's something deeper going on. It's not just denial, it's identity. She doesn't want to be the homeless mom people mock online. She wants to be the content creator who rose above it. So she crafts that story every day, even when reality contradicts it. Meanwhile, people who genuinely want to help are watching in disbelief. Housing advocates, creators, and even viewers offer support, real physical support, and she either ignores it or rejects it outright. She wants control over the narrative more than control over her environment. It's honestly heartbreaking when you think about it because this isn't a villain story, it's a loop. Every post, every live, every quote is the same fight for dignity. Even when dignity could be found somewhere safer, cheaper, better. It's not about the motel anymore. It's about proving something to the internet. And that is what makes it tragic. Like, imagine being so desperate to prove you're not struggling that you end up struggling harder, just in better lighting. It makes you wonder if she even sees it anymore. If she realizes how many times she said, I'm working on it without ever actually changing it. You guys, I can't be the only one who feels this way because it's one thing to make mistakes, we all do, but it's another to keep defending them publicly while the consequences play out in real time around your kids. This whole thing just feels heavy because beneath all the quotes and contradictions, there is a woman trying to hold on to control while everything around her screams that it's time to let go. So now we're left with one big question. If the way out is clear, if there are cheaper homes, open hands, and actual opportunities, why cling to this motel? Why pay $700 a week for what she herself calls a convenience? Maybe the answer is in her words, not the arguments, not the excuses, just the plain tired honesty hidden in between. We pay $700 a week for this motel. We had our food stamps reduced a little fraction because we have to clean this shit out of that thing. It would just add a lot our week we don't need. Do you know how rebuilding credit works? There is just the convenience of having running water, having a toilet that flushes. What do you guys think? Because honestly, this isn't just another messy internet saga. It's a slow motion reflection of what happens when denial becomes a home. And I don't even know how to feel about that. So now, besties, we're left with one final thought. If staying somewhere this unstable costs more than leaving it, emotionally and financially, why does she still stay? Tell me your thoughts in the comments because this one's going to sit with me for a while.